Hello, Glad Tidings family. It's Pastor Tim, and I know that it's been a long time since we have been together and gathered together in our worship center, but we're glad to announce that on June 14th at 10 a.m., we are going to regather here at Glad Tidings Church. Here's what to expect on our first service. Now, the first question some may ask is, who should attend our first service? Well, I want you to understand that the live stream that we have had over the past several months is still available. And if you don't feel well, if you have a fever, if you feel sick, if you've been exposed to anyone who has had COVID-19 in the last couple of weeks, it might be a good idea for you to continue watching the live stream of home. Some of you may not be comfortable coming back right at the present time. That's perfectly fine. The live stream is there and you can worship right from home. We will be opening the doors to our worship center at 9:30. However, we are only opening selected entrances, the portico and the foyer of the church, which are doors A and B. We ask that you remain in your vehicle and tell the greeters, step outside and give a wave, and then everyone will be able to come in as we open the doors at 9:30. Also, some of our seating arrangements are going to be different so that we can accommodate families sitting together. Also, we will not be having our children's facilities, so families need to bring some things to occupy their children. Now, Pastor Elizabeth will have some parent resources for their children, and that's going to be available on our Glad Tidings Church Kids Facebook page. Make sure you check that out. Now, a lot of you may be concerned about health precautions, so let me tell you about the precautions that we are taking. First of all, masks are recommended, but they're not required. But however, if you come onto the premises, you will notice that our greeters will most likely be wearing masks. The second thing I want to let you know is that we have deep cleaned and sanitized all of our areas, and so we want to make sure you understand that they're spotless and they're ready to go. We sanitized it just for those who are going to be attending. Third thing I want to let you know is that they're going to be sanitizing stations, and you will be able to use those, and feel free to do that as we gather together for service. As far as our restrooms are concerned, we'll be limiting the number of people who are actually using them at one particular time, and also they will be sanitized in between visits. I want to make sure that you understand we're going the extra mile to make sure we're doing a great job for your health and your safety. Now, I know the Glad Tidings family loves to hug and shake hands, but I'm going to ask you to refrain from that for the present time. Why don't you give an air high five, or why don't you give an air hug, bow to the person, acknowledge them, let them know you love them. Let's do that and express our care and concern for each other in that way. Also want to let you know that our water fountains are going to be covered. And we want you to make sure that if you need a bottle of water, make sure you bring that, and that will be perfectly okay. As far as tithes and offerings go, we're going to be doing things a little bit differently. There will be several boxes placed in the foyer where you can put your offering or your tithe. This helps us to cut down on the hands actually touching our offering bags. It's another way we can help to keep everyone safe. Now, I know that you're used to sitting in a section and a seat that you like, but because of COVID-19, we're going to have to do things a little differently. So I'm going to ask for your patience as we allow a volunteer to escort you to a place in our worship center that will be safe for you. Now, we are going to be seating the people at every other row, and we're going to do that so that we will be properly distanced. When that section is filled, we're going to move to the balcony sections and begin to start filling in those areas. So the balcony is going to remain closed until the floor seating is spaced appropriately. Now, when the service is over, I'm going to make sure that everyone exits row by row. We're going to start from the back and then move to the front. That way, we'll be distanced as well in regards to our exiting the building. And after you've exited, feel free to talk with one another, catch up on things when you're outside. We just want to make sure that while we're in the building, we're being as safe as possible. Now, we're doing things differently, and I know that there's going to be a learning curve, but we're having to do this so that we can keep everyone safe. So I'm going to ask you, as your pastor, to do three things. Number one, be flexible. That means we have to adjust and learn to do things differently. Thank you for being flexible. Secondly, I want you to be patient. Yes, we may have to wait and do some things that we're not used to doing, but patience is a loving way that we can show we care about the body of Christ. Thirdly, be thankful. This time has come. We're here and we're at this point in time where we can worship together. So we're thankful that God has provided us this opportunity, and we want to take advantage of it. So be thankful. And when we're thankful, that makes all of these changes seem minuscule.